One thing that is important to realize that when we're talking about pathogens like viruses, now dealing with the coronavirus, fungus, parasites, Lyme disease, and all its different co-infections like Babesia, Borrelia, Chlamydia pneumoniae, and Mycoplasma pneumonia, and all these different things, is that they, in addition to them living within us, so we have an environment within ourselves, and when we change that environment, that changes the behavior of the pathogen within us. So if we have a healthier environment, they are not as virulent, they're not as active. So that's why it's important then to, even though we think that we always need to kill the pathogen, a big component is to create the environment that it exists in so that it is as healthy as possible. But in addition to our own environment, we also live, the pathogens live in an environment outside of us. So they are exposed to things that exist within the environment. And so we have a microbiome within ourselves, but then the planet in itself has a microbiome. So all these different viruses, bacteria, parasite, and they're all important. We think we should kill them all, but in reality, they are important, that help us in a lot of different functions. Like for instance, some parasites help to regulate our immune system. So we are less prone to develop autoimmunity if we have a little bit of parasite. So to be completely sterile and clean is not really the answer. We shouldn't just kill everything. It's the same thing in our external environment. You have all these different, what we consider pathogens, but they're only pathogenic when they are in the improper environment, and when they become aggressive, or it becomes too much of them, so to say. So that's why sometimes it is good to kind of kill off some of the parasites within us, because they're becoming too much, or some of the bacteria, some of the virus, but we're never going to be able to kill them all off. So going then to the microbiome of the planet, so to say. So everything that we do environmentally is going to impact that. So for instance, things like 5G, EMF, chemicals, all these things are impacting the different viruses, bacteria, mold, and so forth that we have around us. So if we enhance the 5G, for instance, or enhance all the frequencies, the electromagnetic frequencies, these different bacteria, these pathogens, they're going to behave in a different pattern, and they're going to multiply faster. They're going to become more aggressive, and we are going to be impacted by that. So in addition to controlling our own internal environment, we need to then also be mindful about our external environment. Obviously, it's only so much that we can control, but if there's anything that we can do to reduce the amount of 5G around us, that would be fantastic. So whatever legislative action that you feel appropriate, I think that would be really good. Or at nighttime, things that you can do is turn off the breakers that relate to where you're sleeping, so you can reduce the electromagnetic stress around you, and also turn off Wi-Fi so that you reduce that stress around you, and that way you can then reduce the stress on the different pathogens within us, so that they don't become as virulent. And obviously, if we can live within homeostasis, then that is better. All these different pathogens, they don't want to kill us. They need a host to live in, and they want a happy host. And a happy host is actually, believe it or not, a healthy host.